Okay, so we have finished ours. We've got our eyeballs colored in the way that we like, and then we're going to get ready to cut them out. So we've got them colored and have the inside pupil very intense. So you can do very deep, rich color, like Jenna did. It can be very intense or it can be very, very light. But this would be a good time to stop the video and make sure that everybody's got that done. Once you've got that done, you can go ahead and cut your iris out. That's what we're going to get ready to do. So we're going to take our scissors and cut very gently along our outside line. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and cut. And I want to take my time and just cut the outside line. I want to be very, very careful and just do little bitty cuts. That way, if I accidentally make a mistake, it's probably going to go to the outside. So that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and cut around here. And another thing you can do is go ahead and cut out the area around it. So on this one that I drew in pencil, I'm just going to go ahead and cut around it and cut it out of my paper. And then that way I know I'm not going to cut any other area that I want to keep. So that way I wouldn't cut any of these circles. And I still, if I'm at home, I can go ahead and use this paper to make the smaller eyes that we're going to use here in a minute. So I'm going to just take my time. I can cut the bigger area out first. And then all I'm doing is worrying about cutting out the white part that is on my outside ring. If I take my time, I know that I'm going to be really, really careful. And I'm just turning my paper as I go. I'm barely moving my scissors. I'm letting my hands and my paper do the work. Now, even older kids can be pretty sloppy or careless. Younger kids, you're just learning. So it's okay if you need the practice and you make mistakes. But older kids, take your time. You should know how to do this. You should have experience cutting things out slowly and carefully so that it looks good. We're going to go ahead and do that. And make sure that our eyes are completely cut out. All right, so I'm going to cut that out as well. And then I'm going to also get ready to put this on here. And we want to have our glue stick ready. So you definitely want a glue stick. And remember that if you're in the classroom and you have any pencil shavings, please put those in the plastic bag. Do not leave a mess for your teacher. Do not spark it on. Do not just toss it on the floor. So what we can do is go ahead and cut out our eyeball paper too. So this is the handout at school. And there's also the large one that I traced in pencil at home. So the one at home is going to be a slightly different size than the handout. That's okay. So you'll see that even the irises are slightly different sizes because one of them was the school handout and one of them I traced. That's okay. Don't worry about that. If yours looks a little bit different from ours, no problem. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing and cut around this line to cut out the actual eyeball. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so we have cut our eye circles out of our paper. Okay. And Jenny, you want to show them that? These look kind of fun. No matter where you're going to place your eye, okay, it looks like it's real the way that, here, let's move a little closer to the camera so that you can see what she's doing. She's moving the eyeball, the iris part, anywhere around that eyeball, and it looks like it's looking. All right, so it looks pretty cool. And so we want to decide where we want our iris to be. I'm going to put mine in the middle. Jenna's going to put hers on the edge. So you can see that that dark green kind of made it a little bit more dimensional, but that's up to you. I hope you had fun coloring this in. But if you're at school, don't throw away the rest of your handout. We're going to go ahead and glue ours down to our paper eyeball. If you want to use that glue stick. So I'm going to try to put mine somewhere in the middle. somewhere close, but Jenna's going to put hers on the edge so it looks like it's watching you. So when we do this, we want to use a good amount of glue softly. Definitely want to make sure that I get around the edges. So I want to take my time. I don't want to smash it. I keep having trouble with students always wanting to smash it. When you take a glue stick out, just a little bit is fine. If you start trying to do this with it, it doesn't want to go back in. It's just glue, so it doesn't want to stick to the platform that's inside that pushes it up and down. It's going to want to come out. So I'm just going to do this softly and use a good amount. So I want to make sure that I've got my whole paper covered. All right, and this is why we did this as a separate piece, so that we can take our time to decide where we want that to look. If we'd done it all in one piece and we colored outside the lines, it could be a problem. So now that we've cut out our colored part, we could have colored outside the lines no problem until we did the pupil. So I'm going to go ahead and put mine in the middle. Jenna has a purple glue stick so she can see where hers is. If yours is a plain white glue stick like I was using, you want to try to look at the light. The other thing is, if you don't like, if you're using a handout or you did a thick pencil or marker to trace your circle and you don't like those little black edges, don't worry about it, just flip it over. That's sort of what you like to do. So Jenna's looks like it's following you around the room. Is it pointing up? Is it pointing down? Where is it looking? And so you got to decide which way that you like it. Do you want it in the center, or do you want it to be looking like an actual moving eye? So whichever one of those that you like, you want to go ahead and do, and glue your eyeball down. So who would be watching you, or who are you watching? And put that down. And when we put it down, I want to make sure that we go around our edges with our fingers. Make sure that you got yours. Yeah, you're good. So just want to go around the edges and make sure that it's on there. This should dry pretty quickly. And we've got our eyeball done.